As an old person, why would you listen to me? What advice does a young person have to give an old person? Well, I have been learning from people who are older than me all my life, and so I observe them all the time, and there are things that I'm learning at my age, and it's a pity to see that a lot of these things that I learn are no longer present in old people. And I think it's because a lot of the assumptions that people adopt over time interfere with who they truly were once upon a time, or who they were destined to be. And so I made this video, making this video to try and expose some of these things that I think a lot of old people are doing wrong and could fix. Now, when I say old people, I'm not meaning it in an insulting way. It's just a person who is older than me I'm going to refer to in this video as an old person. If you don't like that, then don't watch the video. I don't care. Okay, so first thing is, stop retreating into your shell. There are still plenty of opportunities available for you. I think a lot of old people lose sight of the fact that once upon a time they had dreams, and these dreams slowly fizzle out as their realities diverge from, as their reality diverges from their desired reality. And as this divergence grows larger and larger, the belief that they could eventually achieve their dreams diminishes. And so eventually it fizzles out, and they no longer have these dreams. Reignite your passion for life, and stop thinking that just because you're old, or just because the past hasn't proven to be successful in the ways that you dreamt it to be, stop thinking that it was unrealistic in the first place. And even if it was unrealistic in the first place, better to aim high and chase that than to aim low and chase that, because if you fall short, you'd rather be falling short of a high goal than a low goal. It's not too late. Second thing is to learn to unlearn. You've been around the block, but that also means that you've had the chance to develop many bad habits. At this point in time, yes, you've learnt a lot, and so the goal is not always to learn more and learn new things, although you're never too old to stop learning. But the real key comes from unlearning at this age, when you become older. I've seen so many old people become entrenched in their ways, or have learnt bad behaviors or bad habits, and this perpetuates and is ever present in their lives, and infects them and infects their lives into their old age as they become even older. The key is to learn to unlearn, so that you can detach from this type of person that you've become if you don't like the person that you've become, or if you don't like aspects of who you've become. Learning to unlearn that. Third thing, I've just made some notes here so that I can make sure I stay on track. Third thing is that energy is more so an attitude than it is an age-related or physical trait. We think of energy as something that diminishes with age. We think of energy as something that is gained through sleep, that is gained through nutrition, that is gained through living life that's gained from activity, from health, from youth. It's not exclusively. In fact, I believe energy to be primarily a function of one's attitude. So what I mean by this is that when you come across people who appear to have a vigor for life, who appear to be energetic. Oftentimes these people aren't sleeping more than us, they aren't exercising more than us, they aren't eating more healthily. All these things aren't necessarily the things that are making the difference for such a drastic change in energy. It's more so an outlook, an attitude on life. So just because you're old doesn't mean you have to lack energy. Yes, it's harder, sure, I get that, but at least give yourself a chance. Change your outlook. Give yourself energy and approach life with more enthusiasm. Fourth thing is, health is not just for the youth, and it doesn't take all that long in reality for you to turn your health around. I think a lot of people regress as they age into an unhealthy lifestyle, into being fat, into disregarding your sleep hygiene, into disregarding hygiene in general. Hygiene in general, I'm sorry to say, but hygiene in general for old people is a big crisis. But anyways, okay, so you tend to regress in terms of health as you age, and a lot of this gets put down to the fact that you are aging and this is a natural process. But it doesn't have to be something that is perpetuated over a long period of time, and it doesn't have to be something that plagues your future as well. You still have time left in the bank. You might as well make that as positive and as healthy as you possibly can. If you have gained weight over many years and you've now become fat, it's not too late. In 6 months you can make a monstrous difference to your quality of life, and you would be surprised. And the thing that would help with this the most would actually be increasing your energy levels, changing your attitude, changing your outlook, not thinking that you're near the end, that it's not worth it, that this is how you are because this is how you have been. There's still time. You've still got time. And the more time that you think you have, the more you will be prepared to invest in your health, and the more time you will have. Fifth thing is to keep teaching the youth and to keep encouraging us and guiding us. We don't always show our appreciation, but we should, because we certainly do benefit from everything that you teach us. So this is more so a thank you from the youth to people who are older than us. Thank you for everything that you've imparted on us, your wisdom, your knowledge, for caring about the youth, for caring about the next generation, for wanting the best for us, and for imparting your knowledge. Thank you. Keep doing that, please. It's invaluable. Sixth thing, seventh, I don't know anymore. This is probably a tough one for a lot of people, and you probably won't think that you're guilty of it. So even if you don't think you're guilty of this next one, please still be open to the fact that this could be you. So while I appreciate help and I appreciate everything that you have to say, you also need to learn to stop talking about yourself so much. I don't know what it is, but it's become a cliche where people will say something like, back in my day, and they make a mockery out of old people talking about their time. And it's not for no good reason. Old people tend to dwell on the past, and I think it's because they're cherishing their past, better days that have gone by, and so they like to live in the past. But try your best to live in the present and the future as well. It's okay to cherish the past and to look back fondly, or to reminisce, or to want to share these memories, and we want you to share these memories with us as well. But be careful that you aren't too strongly attached to your identity of the past, and that's the only thing that comes out your mouth. have some humility about this and have a little bit more vigor and aspiration for the future and the present. There's more to come. So while I'm telling you to stop speaking about yourself so much, yes, I want you to speak about yourself so I can learn, but I don't want you to speak about yourself perpetually. There's another piece of advice relating to this, that because you are older, you have had more experiences that you can be grateful for. And so you ought to be grateful for these experiences that you've had. And gratitude is a secret to success. So have more gratitude, be more grateful for life, and try your best to look back on all the things that were positive in your life and be grateful for that they happened, for they sculpted you into the person that you are today. And we are our experiences. So cherish these experiences. You have a lot more to cherish than a young person does. A young person has a lot more to look forward to, but an old person has a lot more to look back on. And so we tend to think that young people have the upper hand. They have all the time in the world. They have everything to look forward to. But you have things to cherish. All these things that we are looking forward to, you've already done. So be grateful for that. And then this last thing is about trying to, just what I know and what I've learned from life in general and from watching Netflix series Blue Zones and all these types of things. I think it's quite niche knowledge, although it makes sense when I say it, about how to live a longer, happier, more fulfilling life. So things that are important is to never stop making yourself useful, to always be active, to have a community around you, to be invested in this community. So invested in the community in such a way that you can make yourself useful for this community. And then to eat healthily and not excessively, and to stay active. I don't know if I already said that. Yeah, that's all that I have to say. But I wanted to make this video because a lot of the times the dynamic is such that it is always old people giving advice to young people, but I believe that young people have a lot to share as well in the other direction. And we are experiencing life and we have a different perspective to add. And so I wanted to give my perspective, and hopefully it encourages someone who is older than me, someone who has lost their way a bit or who has become entrenched in their way, someone who wants a new take on life, a new outlook, to be renewed in some way or another. And I really also hope that this doesn't come across as an arrogant video. I wasn't in any way intending to be to come at this from a position of superiority or authority. I was just intending to come at this with another perspective, hoping to share something positive, something that could help older people who maybe miss these things because they have become entrenched in their ways. So I hope you enjoyed the video.